15-year-old Davita is expecting a baby girl in just 4 weeks.
I was 14 when I got pregnant. At first, when I started getting a bump, I was quite embarrassed because people was just taking it that I was a slag and I'd slept around with loads of people. But the baby's dad was the first person I slept with. I only slept with him once. That was my 21-week scan when I found out what I was having. When I found out I was having a girl, I was really happy. I'm calling her Kayla.
Davita lives in Morecambe with her mum Jackie and older brother.
Finding out that your 14-year-old daughter is pregnant, it's a huge thing to cope with. It's a huge thing. The first 2 weeks, I think I just cried my way through the first 2 weeks. I felt heartbroken. I just looked at her, and every time I looked at her, I thought, she's only 14. In a way, it felt a bit like grieving. I'd lost my little girl. Even now, I look at Davita, and I think it's a child within a child.
In this difficult time, Jackie has turned to her local church for support.
Going to church is an important part of our lives. It has been through my children's upbringing.
Davita was baptised when she was 12, and she too finds comfort in the church.
Church has been quite a big support at times. If you're going through a sad stage or something, if you go to church, then you can talk to people about it and just, like, get all your emotions out and you feel much better.
I did ask our minister to announce that Davita was pregnant in church so that everybody knew what was happening. I feel that God is not going to condemn anybody because you've made this decision to keep this baby or not keep this baby, or even to have sex when you're not married. It doesn't mean it's okay, but we all make mistakes and we have to live with them in the best way that we can.
But the whole sex before marriage thing, it's not really brought up much in our church. It's people's decisions if they want to. People don't go against you if you decide not to.
This is Davita's favourite meal at the moment. I often tend to do whatever it is that Davita wants. She is a bit spoiled. Davita, did you want to come and take these plates in then, please?
Davita is now spending most of her time at home with her mum.
I miss being at school for the fact that I don't get to see my friends as much. Some days during the week I go to the children's centre, but if I'm not doing anything then I'll just sit at home and watch telly. I spend most of my time with my mum at the moment.
What will happen?
I'm not scared yet, no. I hope my daughter's break.
As well as her mum, Davita sees one other friend regularly, fellow mum-to-be, 17-year-old Tara.
I think I'm more excited, but when it happens I'll be like, oh, yeah, it's happening now. Are you ever on your own?
I don't like to be now, do I?
No, I'm never too far away, so I can be available at any time, really. With Davita, she likes to know that I'm somewhere nearby, that she can get in touch with me and that I can be there ASAP. So as long as she knows Mum's somewhere nearby, she's okay.
The biggest support in my life is my mum. Before I got pregnant, me and my mum were close, but not as close as we are now. We do everything together and I tell her absolutely everything.
15-year-old Davita is 37 weeks pregnant and going to see her midwife.
Thank you. Thank you. What a mum's for, Davita.
The father of Davita's baby is not around, so Mum Jackie goes with her to all her antenatal appointments.
So we'll just have a check. Oh, that head's well fixed down there now. The baby's in the right position for you to go into labour. That's brilliant. Good. Okay.
Me and the baby's dad don't talk at all anymore. I didn't really know him at all when we first got together. It was just I wanted a boyfriend and he liked me, so... It can happen any time now, can't it? So...
Who are you going to have with you when you go into labour?
My mum.
Okay.
It was really upsetting knowing the baby's not going to have a dad around her and knowing that, like, my first child isn't going to be a proper family and things.
Put in fresh toilet rolls in toilets. They all seem to have been used up this week. It must have been a busy week.
Davita has a Saturday cleaning job at the church, but is finding it hard now she's so pregnant.
Because I've been having problems, like, walking and stuff. My mum does literally everything for me.
I think I'm a bit of a soft mum at times. Because she is the youngest, there isn't anybody else to take my full attention. So she gets all the attention at the moment, mostly. Sometimes things feel a bit much and
feels everything bogs you down, but then you have to get back up again and just get back in there. So, what are we going to do next?
I'm not good.
As well as doing Davita's job, Jackie has 2 jobs of her own to make ends meet.
I'm a school travel assistant, which I really enjoy doing. And then I also do paper deliveries. I just seem to have a very busy life. And it won't be long before it's going to get busier again with baby around. So we just get on and deal with things, get on with it.
Davita is about to become a mum.
It hurts a lot, and it is really uncomfortable.
It hasn't been an easy start to her labour.
I've been here about 18 hours. I'm only 2 days over my due date. But because I've got like high blood pressure and protein, they've had to induce me.
In the absence of a boyfriend, Jackie is the natural stand-in.
It is a bit strange because I'm a mother, I'm baby's grandma, I'm also her partner. So I'm a bit of everything, really. But it's lovely to be going through all this with her, to be able to be there for her. Right, do we want to close this curtain off then?
The birth isn't moving along as quickly as the doctors would like, so she is given a second induction pill internally.
I just needed to relax your bottom down.
Right.
Relax your
It's important to relax it. It makes it easier. It gets it over
That's
with
it.
quicker.
Big deep breaths. Keep
Concentrate.
breathing like that. I've got to just get this in right behind the baby's head.
Blow out. I know. It's done. It's done.
Davita has been at the hospital for 27 hours, and finally her contractions have started.
Hurts a lot. I'm tired.
I'm tired. Having very strong contractions now and very close together. So they're going to break her waters, which is going to be a big thing for her, but it means we're getting in the final stages. And she'll soon have her own little baby and this will all be over, won't it? I'm feeling very emotional at the moment. And I'm feeling very proud of her. She's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. You're wonderful.
Going to start to push now. She's wanting to push. So we'll soon have a baby for you to see. £7.12.
An hour after her contractions start, Davita gives birth to a healthy little girl.
This is Kayla Marie, and she arrived at 4 minutes past 11.
Davita's baby Kayla is now 8 weeks old, and the 15-year-old mum is settling into her new life.
Oh, no.
She's feeling confident enough to be out and about with her baby and is meeting up with fellow teen mums, Tara and Maureen.
Look at his hair now. No, he's got loads. It was blonde, wasn't it?
We were together just about all the time during pregnancy. If I wasn't actually there, I was somewhere very nearby. Just felt like she was totally dependent on me. And as much as I love her, it was getting where it felt a lot of strain on me.
How do you explain labour?
I describe it as a bowling ball coming out your bum.
The relationship with my mum was still close, but now I like to do my own thing and I feel a lot more independent now. Having a baby was harder than what I thought it would be. I find it hard breastfeeding her because I can't, like, ask someone else to feed her if I'm really tired or... It is nice having that bond with her, though. Yeah.
Her attitude towards everything is a lot more grown up. She is much more confident. Now the next stage is for her to get back to school, which she really wants to be able to do her GCSEs. She wants to be able to do as best as she can. She's just fantastic.
But you have to think things from like a different view, don't you?
Yeah.
I do believe that God is there, that he does help us, guide us through things, to help to give us the strength to cope with things. And sometimes you need a lot of strength to get through life. I think I have been given a lot of strength to be able to cope with everything.
Now she's here, I wouldn't change her for the world, but if I could have gone back and waited a couple of years, I would have, because it's really hard. You don't actually understand how hard it is until we're here. Yeah, how you doing?
I am so proud of them. It makes me feel quite emotional. I just think she's been amazing throughout everything.